In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a custom loop layout in your Cadence based WordPress website. So right here you can see this layout, the card that I have created using the custom elements features in the Cadence themes and the Cadence Blocks Pro plugin. So you can follow this tutorial to create your own layout for the archive pages. So if you are interested in learning how you can create your own custom loop layouts, or you want to create your own custom archive page template in the Cadence theme using the Cadence Blocks Pro plugin. And without further ado, let's get started now. So the first thing that you want to do is to log into the dashboard of your website, and once you will go to the dashboard of your website, from here you need to ensure that you have Cadence Themes Pro activated, and then you can go to this Cadence options right here. And once you will click on the Cadence option, you need to ensure that this hooked element option is enabled. When you will enable this option, you will have this element right here that will say elements, and we are going to use this elements features in order to create our custom loop item using the Cadence theme. So right here you can see I have this archive loop item content created already, and if I click on view button here, you can see that it is like I have a featured image right here, and then the archive title, an excerpt, and a button right here, and that is actually the same layout that I showed you. Let me just show you how you can create your own layout. So if I just unpublished this, and if I go to post and categories, let me just open one of these categories right here. So I'll just open this jewelry category in a new tab. So here you can see the layout has been changed, and now if I go here and if I publish this again, and if I go there and if I refresh it back again, you can see the layout has been changed now. So let's create our own loop layout. Let's just unpublish this. Now let's go back, and then you can see that this layout is changed. You also have some customization option. For that, you can go to the customize tab right here, and once you will click on the customize tab, the customizer will start getting loaded. From here, what you actually want to do is to click on this post or pages layout, and then you can click on archive layout. So here you can see I have only one column. I can change it to 3 columns, and once I'll change it to 3 columns, you can see this is how it actually looks. So you can also choose whether you want to have the boxed layout or unboxed layout, and that are basically pretty much all the customization that you have. Then you can decide for whichever things you want to display and whichever things you don't want to display. I have already created a tutorial on explaining all of these things to you. I'll drop the link of that tutorial in the description of this video if you just want to customize the archive page layout using this customizer options. Let's just publish this one right here, and let's start creating our own archive template. Let's just go back in here. I have unpublished this item from here. Let's click add new in here. So once you will click on this add new button, this template will start getting loaded, and from here you actually want to use this template. So click on this template, and once you will click on this template, you want to click on this element settings option right here. So once you will click on this element settings, first of all you want to click on this preview settings. From here you need to ensure that the post has been selected, and then you can click on select preview post. And once you will click on select preview post, you can choose one of these blog posts just to create your own loop item layout. So I'll select a post, and then I'll click on this close button, and now that post will be used for the dynamic content. So here you will have to type in the title. So I'll type in loop item for archive posts, and once you will do that, from here what you can actually do, this is the content area, and then you can start using this content area to create your own layout. So what I actually want to do is to use a 2-column layout. So I'll click on this plus icon right here, and then I want to choose this row layout. So click on the row layout, and then I actually want to use this 2-column layout that has these 2 equal columns. So now if you will click on this settings tab right here, you will have this block settings opened. You can go to the style tab, and then you can apply some background color. So I'll change the background color to white so that we can see what we are actually creating. So in this column right here, we actually want to insert a featured image. So I'll click on this section. You can open this navigator from here. So here you can see the section is selected. Then you can go to the style tab, and in the style tab you can click on this image, or you can attach your image, but we are not going to do that. We actually want to pull in the images dynamically from the featured image. So click on this dynamic background image option right here, click on enable dynamic background, and then in here you will have to click on background image. For now it is selected as none. You can change it to featured image URL, and once you will do that, right here you can see we have some image showing up right here, and this is actually the blog post image that we have attached on the blog post that we selected in the template setting. All right, Once you will do that, what you actually can do is to go to the settings right here, and then you can go to the structure settings, and from here you can apply a minimum height. Let's just apply a minimum height of 300 pixels, and here you can see this is how the 300 pixels looks. Now in this column right here, the right hand column, you can click on this section, and then you can click on this plus, and then you wanna insert this text module. So insert this text block, you can call it block, and then you can change it to any heading tag. So let's just keep the h2. Then from here you wanna click on this dynamic content option, and then click on this drop down and select the post title option, and then click on add dynamic content. You can see now we have this dynamic title showing up something like this. After that, you can select this and go to the style tab. Then you can select the font sizes. So I want to add a custom font size that will be 20 pixels, or let's make it 26 pixels. So now it is 26 pixels. Now we actually want to insert the excerpt. So let's just add the text block. So I'll insert the text block, and this time I want to change it to paragraph text. So I'll change it to paragraph, and now click here, and then click on this dynamic tag option right here, and then once again click on this content option, and then from here click on post excerpt, and then click on add dynamic content, and it will insert the post excerpt. Now I actually want to change the font size of this as well. So I'll click here, and then I'll make it 18 pixels or 16 pixels probably. So here you can see this is how it looks. After that, I also want to include a button. So I'll search for a button here. So I'll insert the button block. So here you can see we have this button block. You can use this option to justify the content, and in here you can change it to learn more. So I'll type in learn more. So here we have this learn more option right now. Here you can see this is not perfectly aligned. So click on this section right here. Then here you will see this option, change vertical alignment. Click here and change it to align in the middle. Now this content is perfectly aligning in the middle. Now if I go here in the element settings, what you can actually do for the placements, click here, and then in here you actually want to select this option, replace archive loop items content. So click this option, then select the display settings and make it to archive all archives, and then select the user settings and change it to all users right here. Then click on this publish option right here. Now if I go back here and if I refresh our page, you can see now our template has been applied, but we have 3 columns showing up here, and we don't actually want to display the 3 columns. So let's just change the columns. So click on this customize option right there. So once you will click on this customize option, you want to go to this post or page layout, then click on this archive layout. Scroll all the way down and then click on this one column, so that we'll only have one column that will show up right here. Right, then click on this publish option right here, and then you can go back. So here you can see we have these images, but these images are changing. That means we have made a mistake. So I'll click on this section right here, and then I'll open this block settings. So then I can go to the style tab, and here for the background image, you can see the background image is looking just fine. Or what we can actually do is to change it to contain cover or anything like that. So make it cover just the way it is, and then what you actually want to do is to go to the advanced tab right here, select this section and remove any padding that we might. So here we are not seeing any padding whatsoever. So what you can do is to click on this row layout, and then you can go to this advanced tab, and then you can remove any padding that you are seeing here. Now even if I hover over, we have some padding on the left and the right side. So I'll remove the padding from the right side, and now it is actually touching these sides. So I'll click on this update option, and now you can go back here, and if I refresh this page again, you can see now we have this kind of layout, but it looks like the images are actually changing. So we need to fix that. So in order to fix that, what you can do is to click on this section right here, then you can go to this style tab, and where it says dynamic tag, you can just remove this dynamic tag option from here, and just remove this dynamic tag option, and then once again click publish. Now if we go back here and if I refresh this website, you can see now we don't have any image that will show right here. So let's just insert an image. But before, let's just refresh this page. So what you can actually do is to insert one more section right here. So I'll insert a section, and then in this section you can go to the style tab, and make sure you select this classic, and here once again insert from URL or this dynamic background image, select here and then enable the dynamic background and then choose featured image URL. And once you will choose that, here you can see this is already showing up here. Then you can go to this advanced tab and then you can go to the structure settings and then you can apply a minimum height of 350 pixels. So you can see this is how it looks. So now you can actually click on this update button. Now if we go back here and if I refresh, now you can see we have different featured image showing up related to the blog post that are actually attached to the blog post. So you might face this problem, and this is a fix for this problem. Now let's apply some shadow here. So for that you can go to this element option again and then you can open this, then select this row layout and then you can go to this style tab and then open this border settings, and you will not see any option right here. Now in order to make all of these things to have a box shadow, what you actually need to do is to insert one more row layout. So I'll click here and then you can click on add before, and then from here you can click on this plus and then you can choose row layout. So in the row layout, choose this simple row layout. So once you will choose this simple row layout, then what you actually want to do is to insert a section in here. So click on this plus here and then click section. Now once you will select that, drop all of your sections inside of, I'll select it and then I'll also select this one right here, and here you can see this is how it actually looking. So if I'll expand this, you can see now we have these things showing up like this. So I'll click on this section and I will change it to horizontal, and then I'll click on this section and change it to horizontal, and now you can see everything is fixed like the way we wanted. So I'll just delete this one from here. Once again we'll have to do some settings. So I'll go to the advanced tab. I'll select this section right here and then I'll go to the advanced tab and I'll make sure that we don't have any padding whatsoever on these sides. Then I'll click on this row layout right here. I'll go to the style tab and I'll apply a background color. So let's just apply a background color of white. So here you can see we have white color applied. You can click on this row layout and then you can go to this advanced tab and remove any padding that you are. So I'll remove the padding from top, bottom and the left side, just like this. What you can actually do is to click on this section right here and then you can adjust the gap. So click on the section and then adjust the gap according to your needs. So once you will do that, what you can also do is to click on this section right here. Then you can go to this advanced tab, or you can apply the margin here, or there is another way. And for that, what you can do is to select the row layout. You can go to this settings right here for the padding, and where it says right, you can adjust your padding from this side. So you have the complete freedom here in the Cadence thing. I'll adjust this padding from here. Now let's just try to apply the box shadow again. So select on this section and then go to this settings, then click on this border style. Here is the box shadow option. So click on the box shadow and now you can see we have the box shadow applied just like that. So if you want, you can apply the box shadow. If you don't want, you can just leave the box shadow just the way it is. And then let's just apply the box shadow. Select this row layout, go to the advanced tab, and let's just remove the padding we had applied here. We'll manually apply the padding to this section only, that is on the right side. So I'll go here and I'll go to this right hand setting and then we can apply the padding right here, and now you can see this is how it looks. The possibilities are endless. It is actually your creativity however you want to stylize these items. So here you can see this is how it looks. Let's just apply an image filter. So I'll select this section where we have this image, then you can go to this style tab and then go to the background overlay. Then where it says background color, let's just select a background color, and where it says blending mode, change it to hue, or you can try the blending modes and see whichever will work best. And from here you can adjust the opacity for your images. There we have another section. Let's try applying that here. Yeah, there will be able to apply. So click on this background overlay and once again choose a color, and now you can see this has been applied here. Now you can select an opacity here, and from here you can change it to hue, and you can see this is how it looks. So depending upon your needs, you can just change these colors according to the use cases. So I'll just try to get a dark color. So now we have this black color selected, and then you can increase the opacity, and now you can see this is the hued version. And for the hover, what I actually want to do is to change the blending mode back to normal, and I also don't want to have a background color, so I'll just remove it. And now if I hover over, you can see we have this nice transition. If I click on this update button, if I go back and if I refresh this page here, you can see now we have this effect for the images created. Now we are having a problem. We need to make all of these things clickable. So for that, what you can do is to click on this. First of all, click on this row layout, and here under the layout you will not see any option, so you will have to click on this section, and then here you will see this option overlay link. So click on this overlay link and then click on this dynamic link, enable this option right here, and then where it says link, change it to post URL, and now it will be changed to the post URL, so that whenever someone click over here, they will be able to click it. Now click on this section right here, and then you want to do the same thing for the overlay link, enable the dynamic options, and then add the link for the post URL. I'll do the same thing here. I'll go to this general tab, overlay link, I'll enable the dynamic link option right here, and then I want to change it to post URL. Now for this section right here, I also want to make this title of the blog post clickable, so I'll click here and then I'll go to the general tab. For the link settings, you can enable this dynamic tag option right here, change the link to the post URL. Then for the button also, click on this learn more, and then here you will see button link option, click on the dynamic tag, enable this option right here, and then from here choose this post URL. Now click on this update button. Now if we go back to our website and if I refresh our website, now if I hover over, you can see we'll be able to click through this option and it will open the blog post that we actually have on the web. So in this way you can create a custom loop items in order to create a custom archive page in the Cadence themes using the Cadence Themes Pro and the Cadence Blocks Pro plugin. I hope you find this video useful. If you find this video useful, please feel free to like this video. This will help me reach more people on YouTube. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell icon to always get the latest video updates. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.